In this world, there are still mysterious mountains that humans have almost never set foot on. They are often hidden behind thick clouds, surrounded by dense forests, deep ravines, or difficult-to-reach terrain. Behind that wild appearance are countless unexplained things, from strange geology, unusual climate, to traces of unknown origin. Some places are passed down through folk tales, talking about guardian spirits or ancient treasures that have never been found. These mountains are not a destination for every tourist, but a challenge for those who are eager to explore the undisclosed. Let's embark on a journey to discover the secret mountains, where every step can lead us to a completely different world. Rainbow Mountain in Peru is a natural wonder in the Andes, towering at 1,760 feet, where stripes of red, yellow, green and purple stretch across the slopes like a rainbow, formed by minerals over millions of years. Reaching it involves hours by car and a trek on rugged trails, testing your endurance in thin air, but you're rewarded with stunning views of deep valleys and distant snowy peaks. Once hidden under ice, its beauty emerged in 2015 due to climate change, swiftly making it a global hotspot. To the locals, it's a sacred place where they worship mountain gods and live alongside South American camels like llamas and vicuñas. You'll spot them in vibrant clothing, sharing tales along the path, bringing Andes culture to life. This is a journey for those who crave raw nature, eager to touch a rare geological masterpiece and feel Earth's magic. Lofoten is an archipelago in northern Norway, above the Arctic Circle, with majestic landscapes of towering mountains rising from the sea. Deep blue fjords winding through ancient rock formations create a unique natural scenery. Despite its high latitude, altitude, Lofoten has a mild climate due to the Gulf Stream, allowing its ecosystem to thrive. Sharp mountain peaks, pristine beaches, and crystal-clear waters form an untouched beauty rarely found elsewhere. The history of Lofoten is deeply connected to the sea, with fishing traditions dating back to the Viking era. Over the centuries, people here have maintained a way of life in harmony with nature, creating a unique cultural space amid the icy seas. Fanjing Shan Temple sits on a mountain peak about 7,200 feet high, surrounded by thick clouds and dramatic vertical cliffs. Two temples stand apart on giant rocks called the Golden and Silver Peaks, connected by a narrow stone bridge hanging in mid-air. Legends say that when clouds fully cover the sky, the monk's meditating figure appears as if seated in the air above the mountain. Located at a height of 6,561 feet above sea level, Heavenly Lake has a roughly 1.9 square mile footprint. Sourced from the melting snow on the Tian Shan mountain heights, the lake has crystal-clear water that creates an amazing panorama. High mountains surround the lake with a great variety of flora, including native grasses and coniferous trees. Though the surrounding region has a moderate temperature, summers are chilly and winters are frigid. Heavenly Lake further distinguishes itself with year-round snow-covered mountains that provide a serene and pure surroundings. Table Mountain makes a strong impression with its flat top that stretches about 2 miles, creating a unique shape in the South African sky. The mountain was formed over millions of years through erosion and natural forces, making it an ancient and powerful rock formation. Its ecosystem is part of the special fynbos type, with more than 2,000 plant species, many of which are found nowhere else. You can also see small antelope, mountain rabbits, native birds, and some reptiles here. According to legend, the cloud on top comes from a smoking contest between a sailor and the devil, which created the thick smoke seen today. Table Mountain is a mix of grand natural beauty and rich folklore, leaving a deep impression on every visitor. Tongariro National Park is New Zealand's oldest national park and one of the first national parks in the world to be recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It stands out with 3 majestic volcanoes, among which Mount Ngauruhoe is the most famous. These volcanoes are not only spectacular in appearance, but also home to many unique species of flora and fauna. Besides the volcanoes, Tongariro also features lush green lakes such as the Emerald Lakes, formed by volcanic activity. This land holds deep significance to the Maori people, as they believe these mountains are the dwelling places of gods. Therefore, Tongariro is not only a nature reserve, but also a sacred cultural site. Mount Fuji, a national symbol of Japan, is not only the highest mountain, but also one of the country's 3 sacred mountains, located about 100 kilometers away from Tokyo. With its nearly perfect conical shape, Mount Fuji is considered a symbol of elegance and resilience, attracting millions of visitors annually. It also serves as an inspiration for Japanese art and culture, from poetry to ukiyo-e artworks, and has been a spiritual pilgrimage site for a long time. Although the mountain has not erupted since 1707, it is still regarded as an active volcano, reflecting its complexity in Japanese culture. Mount Fuji is not only an important part of Japan's scenic beauty, but also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, underscoring its significant natural and cultural value. Mount Roraima is one of the strangest and most mysterious mountains in the world, located on the border between Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. With its flat summit and towering vertical cliffs hundreds of meters high, it resembles a massive natural fortress. This is one of the oldest mountains on Earth, formed around 2 billion years ago. Due to its isolation for millions of years, the ecosystem on the summit is incredibly unique, with many plant and animal species found nowhere else. The legends and surreal landscapes of Mount Roraima inspired Arthur Conan Doyle's novel The Lost World, further adding to its mystery and allure. Rising 29029 feet above sea level, Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. From sunny sunlight to snowstorms in a few hours, the local weather can vary rather rapidly. Extreme difficulty breathing and fainting might result from the exceedingly thin air at Everest's summit. Additionally, earthquakes and geological changes can alter the structure of this mountain in the future. Hundreds of people try to reach the top annually, but the death rate is rather high, about 1 in 10. Everest also features solid rocks and a persistent ice coating, which presents a hazardous terrain for climbers. Rising at 114,692 feet, Matterhorn is among the highest mountains in the Alps. Standing out with its pyramid-like form, sharp edges, and steep slopes is this mountain. With so many mishaps annually, this mountain is among the most perilous ones one should climb. Still, Matterhorn draws many tourists and winter sports aficionados, including mountaineering and skiing. Clear lakes, and a varied flora, ranging from pine trees to wildflowers, define the area around Matterhorn. Large glaciers, some of which date thousands of years, abound in this alpine range as well. Temperatures here in winter could drop below 20 degrees, 29 degrees, causing snow to cover the ground year-round. Mount Kilimanjaro, a prominent geographical symbol of Africa, is not only the continent's highest peak, but also a rich cultural heritage with 3 extinct volcanoes, Shira, Mwenzi, and Kibo. Kibo, the highest with Uhuru Peak at 5 feet 95 meters, attracts thousands annually to conquer and admire its majestic beauty. Kilimanjaro is famed for its diverse ecosystems, ranging from savannas to tropical forests, and a snow-capped summit year-round, a rarity in the tropics. The mountain is not only significant for its natural beauty, but also an integral part of the culture and beliefs of the Chaga and Maasai people, regarded as sacred and the home of gods. Recognized as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO, Kilimanjaro is celebrated not only for its imposing beauty, but also for its significant cultural value, making it an essential destination for anyone eager to explore the beauty and wonders of nature. Mount Fitz Roy, also known as Cerro Chaltén, is one of the most majestic mountains in Patagonia, Argentina. At 3,405 meters high, this mountain stands out with its steep granite cliffs and sharp peaks, capturing the attention of mountaineering enthusiasts. The name Chaltén in the Tehuelche language means smoking mountain, referring to the phenomenon of clouds surrounding the summit like smoke. This mountain is not only famous for its pristine natural beauty, but also as a challenge for those who love mountaineering. Mount Fitz Roy is considered one of the hardest mountains to conquer in Patagonia due to its nearly vertical granite surfaces and rapidly changing weather, making expeditions difficult. In addition to mountaineering activities, the area surrounding the mountain is also an ideal destination for those who love hiking and admiring nature's landscapes. Mont Blanc, with an elevation of about 15,781 feet, is the tallest mountain in the Alps and one of the most famous peaks in the world. This mountain not only attracts professional climbers, but also those who love nature and wish to test their limits. The landscape around Mont Blanc is unique, with snow-covered slopes year-round and glaciers stretching like long white strips. In the morning and at sunset, the light hits the snow, turning the mountain into a massive fire tower with fiery orange and red hues. However, Mont Blanc is also known for its harsh conditions, where temperatures can change rapidly and winds can reach up to 100 miles per hour. Some climbers have reported feeling an invisible force pulling them towards the summit, as if a supernatural power were present. It is also a place where many electronic devices fail to work properly due to interference from disrupted radio waves. Mount Tai is one of the most sacred and majestic mountains in China, located in Shandong province. With a height of about 5,052 feet, this mountain is famous for its breathtaking natural scenery and the long, stone stairways leading to its peak. As visitors enter this area, they will be amazed by towering cliffs, lush green forests, and layers of clouds covering the landscape, creating a view that is both mystical and grand. Standing at the peak during this moment, visitors feel as if they have stepped into a heavenly realm. Additionally, the journey to the top is an unforgettable experience, with more than 7,000 stone steps challenging anyone's endurance. According to legend, Mount Tai is not just a famous site, but also a bridge between heaven and earth. It is said that the Yellow Emperor, a legendary ruler of China, climbed this mountain to practice meditation and eventually became immortal. People believe that anyone who climbs to the peak of Mount Tai will be blessed with good health and a prosperous life. With its magnificent beauty and deep spiritual significance, Mount Tai is not only a destination for nature lovers, but also a place where the spirit and beliefs of the Chinese people have gathered for thousands of years. Discovered in 1991 by a local, Doong Cave in Vietnam is the biggest cave in the world, 5.5 miles long, 660 feet high, and 490 feet wide, big enough for a skyscraper. Inside is the Garden of Eden, a primitive woodland, nourished by two massive sinkholes allowing sunlight in, with 230-foot stalagmites shining like pearls. While the 295-foot Great Wall of Vietnam tests adventurers, a subterranean river creates clear lakes and little waterfalls. Though it is currently rigorously maintained, locals think it harbors mountain spirits, which fuels discussion about a cable car proposal. Along with 300-million-year-old fossils, its unusual environment has 130-foot trees, monkeys, bats, and eyeless species like spiders and prawns flourishing in darkness. Natural and scientific wonder Sun Doong caps visits to 1,000 explorers annually. Mount Ararat, a sacred symbol for many ethnic groups, especially the Armenians, is the highest mountain in Turkey with a peak of 165 meters. This mountain is not only prominent for its majestic natural beauty, but also as the center of many legendary stories, including that of Noah's Ark. The landscape of Mount Ararat is also particularly spectacular with its year-round snow-capped peak and slopes spreading old lava flows, highlighting its rich geological history. The mysterious and mythical stories surrounding Noah's Ark, along with the majestic natural scenery, have made Mount Ararat one of the most intriguing and mystical destinations, attracting tourists and explorers from all over the world. Grand Teton National Park is located in Wyoming, famous for its majestic Teton Range and stunning lakes like Jenny Lake. The Teton Range, with its highest peak, Grand Teton, standing at 137.75 feet, is an ideal destination for mountaineers. The park is also known for its diverse ecosystem, home to many wild animals such as deer, elk, black bears, and wolves. Additionally, Grand Teton is perfect for outdoor activities like camping, hiking, and sightseeing. One of the park's special features is its stunning sunsets, where the light hitting the peaks creates mystical colors. With rapidly changing weather and pristine landscapes, Grand Teton offers an amazing experience for nature lovers. Mount Etna is the highest active volcano in Europe, with a height of about 11,000 feet, known for frequent eruptions over thousands of years. The landscape is a rare mix of white snow and glowing red lava, creating a dramatic and magical view. The soil around the mountain is extremely fertile thanks to volcanic ash, supporting rich vegetation and vineyards. Old legends say that giant creatures are trapped beneath the mountain, adding a mythic feel to Etna. Some strange events have been recorded, like blue lights flashing before eruptions, deep underground screeches, or magnetic shifts disrupting navigation devices. The mix of stunning nature and unexplained phenomena makes Mount Etna one of the most mysterious volcanoes on Earth. The villages on the Simien Mountains are over 13,000 feet high, surrounded by steep cliffs and deep valleys, creating a truly breathtaking landscape. The houses are built with dry mountain stones and have thick grass roofs to protect from strong winds and year-round frost at this dangerous height. Paths around the village are narrow trails that follow cliff edges, only wide enough for one person, with no guardrails at all. People here survive by farming on terraced fields and raising animals, showing a strong life spirit against wild nature. An old legend tells of a monk who lived alone on the highest peak, where wind often sounded like voices speaking from the sky. One day, the monk disappeared, and just days later, a landslide destroyed half the village, making that sacred peak feared ever since. Aconcagua is the tallest mountain outside Asia, standing over 2,800 feet high in the mighty Andes range of South America. Its rugged terrain, steep icy walls, and freezing temperatures create a dramatic and challenging natural scene for all who approach. It is the highest non-volcanic mountain on Earth that can be climbed without technical skills, attracting many adventurers each year. However, about 70% of climbers fail due to extreme weather and high-altitude sickness during their ascent. A local legend speaks of a white figure in snowstorms, believed to be the spirit of a lost climber guarding the peak. Aconcagua is more than a high mountain. It is a symbol of mystery, courage, and the raw power of nature. Mount Erebus is the highest active volcano in Antarctica, standing over 2,400 feet tall, and it rises above a land of constant ice and snow. Its summit is always covered in snow, yet it holds a lake of molten lava in Sid, a rare sight on Earth. The view feels both freezing and fiery, with snow, steam columns, and glowing red light from the lava reaching the sky. Its perfect cone shape makes the whole scene even more dramatic. Many believe unusual magnetic fields around the area may have interfered with navigation systems. Scientists also remain puzzled about how the lava lake stays active in such extreme cold, making this volcano one of the strangest and most mysterious places on Earth. Yulong Snow Mountain Hidden Glacier is one of the least known and most hidden glaciers in the highlands, located at an altitude between 13,000 and 15,000 feet, with a pure and icy beauty like a snow wonder. The landscape feels like another world, making anyone feel small and amazed by nature's power. Besides its natural beauty, the place is also tied to deep spiritual beliefs. Local people believe the glacier is home to ancient spirits and guards the memory of the earth and sky. They say that if you stay completely silent in the heart of the glacier, you might hear echoes from the past, wind, water, or even whispers from the spirit world. Some monks who meditated there said they felt a quiet energy moving through their bodies, bringing a deep sense of peace. Valley of Flowers National Park is a valley located over 11,000 feet high, where more than 500 wildflower species bloom together each summer to form a vibrant carpet. The strange thing is that in winter, this place is completely covered by snow and becomes unreachable. But when the snow melts, it comes alive like magic. The color of the flowers changes weekly, so each visit feels like a different experience. Some flowers can close their petals when the wind changes, as if they have a natural defense mechanism. Many visitors feel disoriented, even when they are just a few steps away from the main path. Which natural wonders on Earth are still wild and little known? How did these majestic landscapes, such as canyons, waterfalls, and crystal-clear lakes, form over millions of years? Which natural places in the world look so surreal that they make you think you're on another planet? What does each natural wonder reflect about the geology, climate, and ecosystem of that area? When is the best time and best way to explore these magnificent places while protecting the environment? Join us to discover hidden natural masterpieces, places that still preserve wonders waiting for you to admire. Iguazu Falls is a majestic waterfall complex on the Iguazu River, marking the border between Argentina and Brazil, and famous worldwide for its impressive scale. Whenever sunlight passes through the spraying mist, a double rainbow appears like a fairy tale painting amid the tropical forest. The powerful flow is constant year-round and can double in the rainy season, roaring with force that shakes the senses. The surrounding jungle supports thousands of plant and animal species, making the area a biodiversity hotspot. Mist drifts across the landscape, making visitors feel lost in a maze of water where only the sound of falls and bird calls echo. Standing before this wild and spectacular scene, guests feel astonished yet humble and gain deep awareness of the need to conserve nature and our bond with pristine environments. Jellyfish Lake is a rare saltwater lake where millions of harmless golden jellyfish live completely cut off from the outside ocean. The lake covers about 0.1 square miles and is nearly 100 feet deep, divided into two separate water layers that never mix. The upper layer holds oxygen and life, while the lower layer has no oxygen and stays toxic, separated for thousands of years. The most unique behavior is the jellyfish moving daily towards sunlight to help the algae inside their bodies perform photosynthesis. Jellyfish Lake is not just a biological wonder, but also a place where people feel rare harmony between nature and life. Torres del Paine is a national park covering nearly 700 square miles in southern Chile, named after three majestic granite towers rising above the valley. Sheer cliffs over 8,500 feet tall were sculpted by glaciers over millions of years, creating natural architecture sharp as gigantic sculptures. Emerald lakes and glaciers reflect changing light, shifting from jade green to shimmering silver as the sun moves across the sky. Average annual rainfall of 40 inches and strong Patagonia winds create diverse weather from clear blue skies to sudden drizzles. What makes it unique is the blend of dark rock hues, low vegetation mats, and ice caps, forming an uncopyable mixed-media landscape. Standing in this vast and majestic space, visitors often feel stillness and realize humanity's smallness before geological grandeur and eternal time. Mount Bromo is an active volcano known for its crater about 2,600 feet wide, releasing white smoke steadily across a vast ash-covered plain. The name Bromo comes from the Hindu god Brahma, showing the deep spiritual meaning tied to local culture for generations. The mountain is not very tall, but has a perfect round shape that stands alone and rises clearly from a flat grey landscape. A stunning event happens at sunrise when the sun shines through mist and smoke, creating a surreal and dreamlike painting. Under soft light, the scene feels both majestic and sacred, as if the volcano whispers ancient words from deep within the earth. Mount Bromo is not just a natural icon, but a place where belief, beauty, and Earth's raw power come together. Qinghai Hoh Xil is one of the largest uninhabited wilderness areas, located at an altitude of more than 14,700 feet. The name Hoh Xil means green hills, showing the frozen, isolated, and untouched nature of this harsh plateau in the Tibetan mountains. The whole area spans over 32,000 square miles, with no man-made structures and shaped entirely by nature through millions of icy years. It has snowy mountains, deserts, dry grasslands, and frozen lakes all together, forming a rare and stunning contrast in nature's design. The most iconic event is the yearly migration of tens of thousands of Tibetan antelopes across harsh terrain to give birth instinctively. Hoh Xil is special because it remains one of the last untouched places on Earth, free from urbanization and completely silent. Spotted Lake is a unique natural wonder where hundreds of colorful spots appear on the lake surface in summer due to water evaporation and mineral buildup. Each spot shows a different color, like blue, pale yellow, silver white, or moss green, depending on the amounts of magnesium, calcium, and sodium sulfate. These minerals have extremely high concentrations and were once used in medicine during World War I. The circles change shape, size, and color with the weather and light, creating a surreal visual effect. Access to the lake is strictly controlled to protect the fragile mineral formations and preserve its spiritual meaning. More than a rare geological event, Spotted Lake inspires calm and a deep connection to nature, standing between science and legend. Sossusvlei has some of the tallest sand dunes in the world, reaching heights of over 1310 feet, colored red by iron oxidation. The landscape combines red sand, white salt flats, and a deep blue sky, forming a striking yet balanced natural scene. During sunrise and sunset, sunlight turns the sand from orange to dark red, making the desert appear as if it's on fire. Even in one of the driest places on Earth, the ecosystem survives with antelopes, ostriches, desert foxes, and fog-dependent plants. The area was once inhabited by ancient tribes who left cultural imprints tied closely to desert life. Today, strict ecotourism and conservation programs are in place to protect this one-of-a-kind natural wonder. Nha-Ke National Park holds a limestone mountain system over 400 million years old, making it one of the oldest in Asia. Some caves here stretch for dozens of miles and have ceilings over 650 feet high, with underground rivers and stalactites forming a mysterious world. Many areas remain unexplored, making it one of the largest and most mysterious cave systems in the world. Its untouched forest ecosystem and underground rivers create a closed living network that keeps natural balance. In terms of history and culture, this place played an important role in the nation's past and still preserves old customs tied to the mountains. Ecotourism, conservation, and scientific research programs are now working to protect the beauty and value of this special land. The Trang An Scenic Landscape Complex lies among limestone mountains over 82,000 inches old, covered by underground rivers and rare ancient forests. With a water cave system stretching for miles and clear rivers winding through the mountains, it feels like stepping into a world apart from reality. Each cave has a unique shape, and sunlight passing through cracks creates magical reflections inside the dark spaces. A special natural phenomenon is the underground river that flows through mountain ranges, connecting the caves like a maze beneath the earth. Trang An is not only a natural heritage, but also a place that brings deep emotions, making people feel peaceful, small, and more connected to nature. The Yuanyang rice terraces are carved into mountainsides at nearly 6,500 feet high and are an ancient agricultural masterpiece built entirely by hand. During the water season, each field reflects the sky like a giant mirror, creating magical views of clouds and forest. The irrigation system channels water from the mountaintop through thousands of field layers, showing the amazing creativity of the local community. This area also supports many birds, helpful insects, and native plants, creating rare ecological balance in farming. Local people keep seasonal rituals, folk dances, and traditional clothing as an important part of spiritual and cultural life. Conservation programs now focus on sustainable ecotourism, community education, and restoring ancient farming methods to protect this heritage from modern threats. The Banaue Terraces sit at about 5,000 feet above sea level and have existed for more than 2,000 years, built entirely by hand by ancient people. The irrigation system still works today, using natural stone channels that bring water from the mountain tops. The terraces are layered like steps to the sky, stretching for miles across steep mountain slopes. Each early morning, light mist covers the terraces and reflects sunlight, creating a magical scene like a watercolor painting. Every season, the terraces change color, from deep green to golden yellow, showing nature's cycles through time. Anyone who stands before this wonder feels deeply moved and humbled by the skill and patience of past generations. Tubbataha Reefs is a coral reef system located in isolation in the open sea, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its underwater ecosystem is home to over 600 species of fish, 360 species of coral, and many rare marine animals. The reef offers underwater visibility up to 150 feet, where visitors can witness the magnificent sights of the ocean. Steep underwater cliffs, canyons, and coral beds provide the perfect habitat for sharks, sea turtles, and various marine life. Tubbataha is one of the world's greatest marine reserves, where nature and humans collaborate to preserve this natural heritage. Sundarbans is the largest mangrove forest on Earth, covering over 4,000 square miles, where land and sea merge into one natural system. It is home to the famous Bengal tiger, one of the rare big cats that can swim and hunt in salty floodwaters. The region also hosts saltwater crocodiles, endangered turtles, brackish water dolphins, and over 260 bird species living there year-round. The forest atmosphere is often humid and foggy, making every journey feel like entering an ancient and untouched natural world. Local people believe in Bon Bibi, the forest goddess who protects them from tigers and natural dangers with spiritual guidance. Today, the site is UNESCO listed and strictly protected to preserve global biodiversity and the rare coastal mangrove ecosystem. Uluru is a giant single sandstone rock in the Red Desert of Australia, about 1,200 miles from the nearest coast. The monolith rises roughly 140 feet above the plain and stretches more than 2 miles long, with nearly 2/3 of its bulk hidden under the sand. Wind and rain carve vertical grooves and round pits into its feldspar-rich arkose surface, making natural relief sculptures that seem alive. Iron oxides make the rock shift colors all day, glowing pink at dawn, bright red at noon, fiery orange at sunset, and deep purple before night. Uluru is an Inselberg older than 550 million years and is honored by UNESCO for both natural value and sacred stories called Chukup. Watching the stone change while standing in the silent desert lets visitors feel Earth's slow heartbeat and respect the spirit of the Red Land. Okavango Delta is the only river delta in the world that flows into a desert, creating a maze of channels, swamps, and flooded grasslands in dry land. Each year, floodwaters from the highlands cover more than 5,800 square miles, turning desert into a temporary ecological paradise. Scenes of elephants swimming in reeds, hippos diving in shallow lakes, and lions hunting in water are rare moments found only here. This ecosystem is home to over 1,000 plant species, 30 mammal species, 450 bird species, and hundreds of fish. The area preserves the culture of the Baye people, whose way of life is tied to the famous Makoro canoe. Tourism here is strictly managed to ensure wildlife is protected, while local communities benefit from smart eco-tourism. Yellowstone National Park sits on top of an active supervolcano that could change the global climate if a major eruption happens. The Earth's crust here is so thin that magma lies just a few miles beneath the surface, creating conditions for hundreds of geysers and boiling springs to appear. Some hot springs have temperatures high enough to melt metal and can completely dissolve a human body if someone falls in. The bright colors seen by visitors are not caused by minerals, but by heat-loving bacteria glowing inside the extremely hot water. Each year, thousands of small earthquakes happen in the area, showing that the underground activity has never stopped. In some parts, invisible carbon dioxide gas escapes silently and causes animals to collapse without warning. Simien Mountains is one of the highest and oldest mountain ranges in Africa, with many peaks rising over 14,000 feet. The landscape formed over millions of years through volcanic activity and tectonic shifts, creating steep cliffs, deep valleys, and torn highlands like a living natural wonder. A unique phenomenon here is the presence of different climate zones on one mountain slope, where tropical and temperate plants grow together. Simien is also one of the few places that still shelters rare animals like the gelada monkey and Ethiopian wolf, showing the strength of life in harsh nature. Each sunrise or sunset feels surreal as clouds touch the mountains and light shines over ancient rock walls. For travelers, standing in this grand and untouched space is a deep experience that inspires reflection on Earth's ancient history and our small but connected place in the universe. The Atacama Desert stretches over 600 miles along the Pacific coast and is the driest place on Earth, with an average rainfall of nearly 0 inches per year. The surface alternates between cracked white salt flats and rugged sandstone, reminiscent of a miniature Martian landscape. Rare narrow valleys and sand plains host red algae and drought-tolerant microbes that paint orange and purple streaks on the white ground. Animals like large ear foxes and desert kangaroos dig deep burrows to escape the blazing sun, while migratory birds pause at temporary watering holes. This land once hosted ancient civilizations with legends of desert spirits tied to hidden water and salt mining that shaped local culture. Sustainable tourism with stargazing tours and guided treks helps preserve this barren wonder and its scientific value for future generations. The Door to Hell is a giant fire crater about 230 feet wide and nearly 100 feet deep, burning non-stop in a dry desert since 1971. The fire started after a gas drilling collapsed, and scientists decided to burn off the gas to prevent pollution, but the fire kept burning for over 50 years. At night, the light from the crater turns the desert red, looking like a surreal gate into the earth. For local people, this place is sacred and linked to legends warning humans about digging too deep into nature. Today, there is debate about whether to put out the fire to protect the environment or keep it as a unique tourist attraction. Tongariro National Park sits on a volcanic plateau about 3,300 feet high, where three cone peaks create a majestic skyline on New Zealand's North Island. Ancient lava mixed with glacier paths forms a black valley, and a 12-mile trail shifts from grasslands to snow in a single day's walk. A crater lake glows turquoise from sulfur minerals, freezing thinly in winter and melting into a green mirror in summer that reflects rising steam. Tongariro became the world's first place listed by UNESCO for both natural and cultural heritage because of its geology and sacred meaning to the Maori people. Myths of the sacred cold breath still echo along the slopes, joining science and legend in one living landscape. Watching colors and clouds change non-stop, Visitors feel they are listening to Earth's heartbeat and grasp the small span of human life. Milford Sound is a glacier-carved fjord about 10 miles long, with granite walls that rise roughly 4,000 feet straight from dark water. Rainfall nears 280 inches a year, and heavy showers create hundreds of temporary waterfalls, some dropping more than 500 feet in silver mist. A thin, tannin-rich surface layer forms a brown mirror over cold seawater, letting black and red corals grow at just under 30 feet deep. Sea lions, bottlenose dolphins, crested penguins, and humpback whales feed here, while temperate rainforest cloaks the cliffs with ancient moss and ferns. The Maori name Piopiotahi links the fjord to the hero Maui, and 19th century European sailors praised it as the eighth wonder of the world. Today, strict protection limits, boat speed and flight numbers, and water clarity is monitored to keep the unique hanging coral reef and wild scenery pristine. Lord Howe Island is crescent-shaped, about 7 miles long, and surrounds a turquoise lagoon guarded by the world's southernmost barrier reef. Two cloud-forested volcanic peaks rise to roughly 2,900 feet, creating a dramatic backdrop for white sand and clear water. Warm and cool ocean currents meet here, so the reef shelters nearly 500 fish species and 90 kinds of coral from both tropical and temperate zones. On land, more than 100 unique plant species thrive, while vast seabird colonies turn the island into a giant rookery each breeding season. European sailors first recorded the island in 1788, and settlers formed a small community based on sustainable farming and traditional fishing. Today, the World Heritage Site allows at most 400 overnight guests, bans large cruise ships, and enforces strict quarantine to block invasive species. Fish River Canyon is the largest gorge in Africa, stretching about 100 miles up to 16 miles wide and plunging 1,800 feet deep like a giant crack in ancient rock. layered shale and sandstone walls record around 500 million years of Earth history, standing open like enormous pages beneath the desert's sun. The Fish River flows only after rare storms. Most days, its floor is a chain of jade-green pools reflecting the pink cliffs. At night, hot air rising from the rock creates shimmering mirages, making the canyon floor look like silver waves under the moon. During the dry winter, cold mist freezes into a thin ice film on the rim, contrasting with daytime heat climbing above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The double S shape and mix of sedimentary and magma rocks turn the canyon into an outdoor museum, reminding visitors of Earth's slow heartbeat and our small place within it. Virunga National Park is one of the oldest and most biodiverse reserves in the world, home to over 200 different mammal species. Visitors can witness mountain gorillas living freely in the wild, a critically endangered primate species facing the threat of extinction. Ngorongoro volcano in the park contains the largest lava lake in the world, nearly 2,625 feet wide and glowing brightly at night. Today, Virunga is being restored through large-scale conservation programs, eco-tourism development, and reforestation of native forests. This area attracts not only scientists, but also adventurous travelers who seek wild nature and once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Virunga stands as a symbol of nature's raw power and human bravery in protecting the most vital life treasures of our planet. The Amazon rainforest covers over 1,200 square miles, forming a continuous green canopy from trees nearly 100 feet tall to low understory plants. The Amazon River runs about 4,000 miles through a network of channels, carrying millions of gallons of fresh water per second and creating a unique flood cycle. At dawn, thick mist among the leaves reflects the sunrise, while afternoon light streaming through gaps paints the forest with watercolor beauty. This ecosystem hosts over 4,000 plant species, 2,000 fish species, and 1,300 bird species, along with endemics like giant otters and river jaguars. Indigenous peoples have lived here for millennia, treating the forest as a sacred teacher of healing plants, an ancestral home, passed down through rituals and oral stories. Conservation rules enforce water-saving visitor limits and expand protected areas, while satellite technology monitors fires to preserve Earth's green lung. Ngorongoro Crater is the largest intact collapsed volcano on Earth, measuring about 12 miles wide and nearly 2,000 feet deep, forming an isolated basin. Inside the crater is not barren rock, but a living ecosystem with grasslands, lakes, forests, and wetlands all within the same enclosed space. Thousands of large wild animals like lions, elephants, hippos, buffalo, and rhinos live here year-round without needing to migrate. From above, visitors can clearly see layers of landscapes stacked like a giant living model of natural systems. Standing inside the basin, people no longer feel like observers, but part of the natural world around them. This is not just a place to view wildlife, but a space for humans to reflect on their place in Earth's ancient life cycle. There are still natural wonders in the world that are so beautiful that they leave us speechless. They don't need famous names or tourist maps. They exist silently among the mountains, forests, rivers, streams, and clouds. There are places where the water changes color according to the sunlight, and there are places where the limestone stands upright like a wall of time. All of them create an endless symphony that nature reserves for those who are willing to search for it. They are not ostentatious, not noisy. They just exist quietly and wait to be seen with appreciative eyes. And you, are you ready to begin the journey to discover these unnamed beauties? Lake Bled is located in a mountainous area and stands out with its emerald green water reflecting the sky and surrounding pine forests. In winter, the lake can partially freeze, while areas with underground streams still have water flowing gently beneath the ice. When morning fog covers the area, the scene becomes blurry, and the lake seems to blend into the forested mountains. Local legend says that the lake's bottom once held a temple lost after a major earthquake. The contrast between the calm water and the steep cliffs creates a landscape that is both peaceful and majestic. The lake is mainly fed by underground mountain springs, keeping the water clear all year. Meteora stands out with giant sandstone pillars rising prominently within a large valley, creating a rare and impressive geological landscape. Ancient monasteries built atop these tall pillars show human perseverance and creativity in choosing difficult locations to protect spiritual life and religious culture. The area's history is closely linked to its role as a spiritual and academic center for many centuries, reflecting deep religious and cultural values. Local people maintain a simple lifestyle closely connected to nature while developing tourism based on unique cultural and natural heritage. The surrounding wildlife includes many species of birds and animals typical of limestone regions, enriching the diverse ecosystem. A special experience here is hiking or climbing trails that allow visitors to feel the grandeur and mystery of both the landscape and the unique architecture on high. Socotra is a remote island with a unique landscape that includes dragon blood trees shaped like inverted umbrellas found nowhere else. Its terrain combines limestone mountains, dry plateaus, and remote beaches covered in white sand. Local people live by fishing, herding, and collecting traditional medicinal plants, maintaining a lifestyle closely connected to nature with minimal modernization. The island has its own language and customs, reflecting a culturally independent development over many centuries. Although housing is simple, structures are built with limestone and local materials to suit the dry heat and rugged conditions. Visitors often hike across the island, walk through strange forests, camp by the sea, and learn about traditional plant uses from locals. Cappadocia has a very unique landscape, with thousands of mushroom-shaped rocks, stone towers, and valleys eroded by wind and rain over millions of years. These rock formations were created from hardened volcanic ash, forming a soft rock area that is easy to carve but has unusual and consistent shapes. One striking phenomenon is that every early morning, hundreds of hot air balloons rise together, creating motion in the sky above the still rocky terrain. Cappadocia also has deep multi-level underground cities, built for shelter and survival in harsh conditions, with many theories still not fully explained. The dry terrain and neutral-colored rocks contrast sharply with the colorful hot air balloons and carved architectural details. This area was once home to ancient civilizations, like the Hittites and Byzantines, who left strong cultural traces in religious and artistic rock-carved structures. Bagan is famous for thousands of ancient temples and pagodas built on a large plain, creating a unique natural landscape combining architecture and the natural environment. In the early morning, a thin mist covers the structures, creating a mysterious space that makes the whole area look like a surreal world. There are many unclear stories about the exact origin of the large number of temples, intriguing historians and visitors. The contrast between the red brick architecture and the vast flatland highlights the uniqueness of this place. Bagan was once an important Buddhist center and a place where exquisite architectural art developed during the golden age of the ancient kingdom. Dry winds blowing through the temples create gentle sounds, adding to the sacred atmosphere. The dry climate all year round also helps preserve the ancient structures in good condition. Santorini features cliffs surrounding an ancient volcanic crater, facing deep blue Mediterranean waters and beaches with black, red, or white sand. White houses with blue domes built along the cliffs help regulate temperature and resist earthquakes. Locals grow grapes in volcanic soil and produce wine combined with seasonal tourism work. The island's culture is influenced by ancient Cycladic civilization, with folk festivals and legends passed down for generations. Its ecosystem includes seabirds, small reptiles, and drought-resistant plants growing on volcanic rock. Visitors often hike along the crater, swim at beaches with unique sand colors, and enjoy tasting local wine. Uluru is a massive monolith rising from arid land, known for its orange-red color and the ability to change shades throughout the day depending on sunlight. The rock is about 1,100 feet long and features deep cracks and grooves formed through millions of years of natural weathering. One unique phenomenon occurs at sunrise and sunset, when Uluru appears to glow with a red light, producing a rare visual effect in nature. According to indigenous legends, the markings on the rock were left by ancestral beings after sacred battles, a belief that modern science has not fully explained. Culturally, the site is considered sacred and closely connected to traditional ceremonies that have been passed down for many generations. Zhangye Danxia is a geological park known for its colorful mountains formed by mineral deposits and tectonic movement over millions of years. Layers of red, yellow, orange, and green sediments create steep cliffs, natural arches, and uniquely shaped stone towers. The area was once part of an ancient trade route, preserving cultural exchange and oral traditions from local communities. People here mainly work in farming, herding, and tourism, combining Han culture with local minority customs. Despite the dry climate, the ecosystem supports animals adapted to harsh environments such as foxes, rabbits, birds of prey, and small reptiles. Viewing platforms along walking routes allow visitors to see the terrain shift colors under changing sunlight. Lenpois Maranhenses National Park is known for thousands of fine white sand dunes interspersed with clear freshwater lagoons formed after the rainy season. From above, the curving dunes and transparent water create a natural landscape with high visual contrast. There are no permanent buildings, only small eco-lodges made from local materials designed to blend with the sandy environment. The area was once home to coastal communities who lived according to the distinct wet and dry seasons, combining fishing, farming, and tourism. Locals use small boats or animals for transport and continue traditional practices adapted to the harsh climate. The ecosystem includes fish that survive in temporary lagoons, seasonal migratory birds, and drought-tolerant plants scattered across the sand. A common experience is walking across dunes and swimming in freshwater pools in the desert, where the contrast between sand and water feels truly rare. Tsingy de Bemaraha is a national park with sharp limestone formations created through erosion over millions of years. The entire area features upright rock towers forming narrow passages, natural corridors, and stone bridges. Tourists must use harnesses, hanging bridges, and climbing steps to pass through the rugged terrain. The park is home to rare animals like lemurs, reptiles, and birds that are found only in Madagascar. In the past, this area was used by indigenous people for ceremonies held inside deep caves. Valley is famous for its large red sand dunes stretching endlessly under the intense sun of the Namib Desert, creating a majestic and unique landscape. The red color of the sand comes from iron oxide, making the dunes change shades throughout the day. There are no large man-made structures here, but the natural arrangement of sand and dry salt pans forms a perfect design. Local people live simply, developing survival methods and maintaining traditional culture suited to the dry environment. Valley is home to many animals and plants adapted to harsh conditions, such as antelopes and desert snakes. Visitors can climb tall dunes to watch sunrise or sunset and explore wide sand valleys to better understand this special desert environment. Jiuzhaigou Valley is famous for clear lakes with colors ranging from green to deep blue, creating a very special natural landscape that attracts many tourists. The valley is also known for white waterfalls and dense forests that change colors with the seasons, enhancing the area's natural beauty. Local people believe this place is protected by sacred gods, forming a mysterious story connected to the valley. The contrast between solid limestone mountains and calm lake surfaces, along with the bright colors of autumn leaves, creates a harmonious and unique natural picture. The cultural history of the area is closely tied to ethnic minority communities who preserve traditional customs and lifestyles. A unique natural phenomenon here is the lake's clarity and varying colors caused by geology and minerals in the water. Wulingyuan is known for thousands of tall sandstone pillars scattered among deep valleys and forests, forming a rare vertical landscape. Visitor facilities like cliffside trails, suspension bridges, and outdoor elevators are built simply to allow access while protecting the ecosystem. This area holds many folk legends and was once home to minority communities with cultures tied closely to the mountains. Local residents still maintain traditional customs and take part in developing sustainable ecotourism. The forested environment supports rare species like golden monkeys, broad-billed birds, and plants growing on steep cliffs. Visitors can enjoy hiking, mountain climbing, and panoramic views of the stone pillars from glass outdoor elevators. Devil's Tower is a basalt formation hundreds of feet tall, featuring uniform vertical columns rising from the base to the top like a giant man-made structure. This formation was created by slowly cooled magma underground and exposed after millions of years of erosion, forming a rare geological phenomenon. According to native legends, the vertical grooves are claw marks left by a giant bear trying to climb the tower in a mythological story. The contrast between the vertical rock and the flat surroundings makes the landscape extremely striking, especially when sunset light hits the rock. Some visitors also report feeling disoriented or hearing strange echoes near the base during windy days. Xilin is a limestone forest with thousands of stone pillars, some reaching over 100 feet tall, formed by karst weathering over millions of years. The stone columns have unusual shapes like standing people, animals, or ancient tools, creating a very rare and distinct landscape. Some local legends say this place was created after a battle among gods, where all living things turned into stone in the middle of the fight. narrow and deep rock crevices have been reported to interfere with compasses, leading researchers to suspect abnormal magnetic activity in the area. On sunny days, the sharp rock edges cast deep shadows, creating strong contrast between light and dark across the rough terrain. The grey, coarse stone areas lie next to green patches of vegetation, forming a clear contrast in both colour and environmental energy. Lake Hillier is known for its vivid pink colour that lasts all year round and remains unchanged despite exposure to sunlight or fluctuations in environmental temperature, making it one of the rarest natural phenomena in the world. This unusual color persists even when the water is removed from the lake, showing it is not a visual illusion, and scientists have not yet reached a confirmed explanation. Since the 19th century, exploration teams have documented the lake's strange existence and suggested that the unusual color might result from mineral accumulation or unknown biological processes. Lake Hillier lies just across a narrow strip of land from the ocean, creating a sharp contrast between the lake's bright pink water and the deep blue sea beside it, which makes the landscape completely distinct from its surroundings. Its stable, safe nature and unique coloration have made Lake Hillier a long-term focus of international scientific research over the years. Blue Lagoon stands out with its distinctive turquoise water, creating a highlight amid the dark gray volcanic landscape, offering a unique and attractive natural beauty. The unique watercolor, combined with rising steam, creates a surreal and mysterious space, making visitors feel like they are in another world. The lagoon formed from the wastewater of a nearby geothermal plant that has skin-healing effects, creating a mysterious and unique story about its origin. The sharp contrast between the cool blue water and dark gray volcanic rocks further enhances the attraction of this landscape. The hot water contains many rare minerals that help maintain a stable temperature all year round, providing health benefits and relaxation for visitors. This combination creates a unique natural phenomenon that attracts many people to experience. Plitvice National Park is known for its natural tiered lakes, connected by hundreds of waterfalls flowing through limestone and forest. The lake water changes color from turquoise to blue, depending on minerals and light throughout the seasons. Floating wooden trails and footpaths allow visitors to explore close to the water without disturbing the ecosystem. Locals nearby rely mainly on agriculture and ecotourism while maintaining traditional customs in daily life. The area supports rare wildlife such as brown bears, grey wolves, and over 150 bird species due to its mixed forests and clean water. In spring and fall, visitors can walk the wooden paths and view the lakes from elevated lookouts. Ronda is located on a limestone mountain area with steep cliffs and a deep gorge that clearly divides the terrain. The city was built right on the cliff edge, with many structures placed close to the drop, giving the feeling of floating in the air. This place has several legends about secret passageways through the mountains used during historical conflicts, and some have not been fully explored. Amid the dry and solid rocky landscape, small garden and flower-covered balconies create a striking contrast. On humid days, mist rises from the gorge and forms a thin layer of fog that surrounds buildings, making the city appear to vanish. Sunlight reflecting off the cliff walls in the late afternoon creates bright light streaks that attract many photography enthusiasts. Blyde River Canyon is one of the few canyons with a thriving green ecosystem, featuring steep cliffs combined with forests and a winding river below. The reddish-brown rock layers contrast sharply with the lush green vegetation, creating a visually striking landscape. In the morning, thick fog covers part of the canyon, making the scenery feel like a hidden, ancient world. Many local stories say the river once flowed backward for one night each year as a sign from the spirit world, though no evidence has confirmed this. One of the canyon's key features is the deep holes and twisted rock columns formed by water erosion over millions of years. The combination of rushing water, reflected light, and unique geological shapes has made this one of the most remarkable canyons in Africa. Kawah Ijen is a volcanic crater with a bright blue acid lake nearly 1 mile wide, surrounded by dry rock walls that form a very distinct landscape. The lake has extremely high acidity that can corrode metal, but its unusual color and strong reflection still attract many visitors. One of the rarest phenomena here is the blue fire, which appears when sulfur gas ignites under high heat and oxygen, glowing at night. Some people once believed the blue flame was a special sign, although the phenomenon has been explained scientifically. In the same area, visitors can see the glowing fire in darkness while watching local workers carry heavy sulfur blocks on their shoulders. This place presents a strong contrast between the visual beauty and the dangers from toxic gas and the lake's acidity. Grand Canyon stands out with steep cliffs, clear rock layers, and impressive depth shaped over millions of years by the Colorado River. The changing sunlight throughout the day creates shifting colors across rock layers, letting visitors see geological changes with the naked eye. Some viewing decks use reinforced glass floors to allow direct views into the canyon while staying safe. This area was once home to ancient native communities, and they still practice spiritual rituals tied to the land. Guides here are knowledgeable in local culture and geology and play an important role in conservation efforts. Mount Kilimanjaro is the highest mountain in Africa, known for its distinct landscape zones, from rainforest and alpine grasslands to permanent glaciers. The mountain has three main peaks, with Kibo featuring a large crater and remaining ice fields that are slowly shrinking. It was formed by multiple volcanic eruptions over hundreds of thousands of years and is now inactive. In local culture, Kilimanjaro is considered sacred and closely tied to traditional stories and spiritual life. People living near the mountain mostly work in farming and guiding tourists, with deep knowledge of the terrain, weather, and ecosystem. The wildlife includes monkeys, antelope, birds of prey, and shrubs adapted to harsh, high-altitude conditions.